That's Derek Hall. I'd just like to take a quick call to address a couple of things that the Honourable Judith Collins said and what John Naylor has just said. First of all, I'd like to thank the Honourable Judith Collins for correcting me about who monitors those on electronic monitoring or bail or whatever, and then of course as corrections, it's not the police. But what I intended to say was that the police, corrections and courts all have to absorb the costs of this register, and the intent of what I was saying still remains, sir. The fact that of the $150 million that this is going to cost, the total that the police, corrections and courts actually have to absorb is around $85 million. And what we heard, I think, during the first reading and certainly through the select committee process was that it was okay, firstly, because it was over a 10-year period, but secondly, that a lot of it was work that's already been currently the corrections, police and courts already been doing. So part of that will be just a double up overall, sir. But that doesn't make sense when in the regulatory impact statement it actually says that the extra costs that are being absorbed will be pursued following decisions by Cabinet to implement the policies. So there's obviously a need that's been identified by the Minister to actually sort out where this extra money is coming from, not just being absorbed by the police, corrections and the courts. And the fact that, and the point that I was trying to make about the issue with relying on the authorities at the moment to be the only ones to be monitoring and using this register is the fact in the environment that they're using it in, the fact that we've got dropping police numbers per capita, the fact that we've got a demonstrable increase in crime, and we've got those three authorities, police, corrections and courts, screaming up for resources as it is, and the fact that they have to try and stretch it even further and add further tasks is the point that I was making, sir, and that New Zealand First has concerns with that. The second thing that I'd like to mention about what the Honourable Judith Collins spoke about was one of the issues with making it public, which was the fact that you couldn't put all the information and the level of detail that you can have on a restricted register that you can't have on a public register. New Zealand First understands that, and that's why in my SOP, sir, New Zealand First SOP, we actually want the restricted register to remain, to have all of those details and all of that information that the Honourable Judith Collins was talking about. That will remain. But there will be a separate, publicly available register for communities to know, with the very basic of information there, to know who and where the child sex offenders are, sir. And lastly, I'd just like to quote actually from New Zealand First SOP. It's the last paragraph of the explanatory note because it sums up exactly our position, sir. It states that New Zealand First is against using ideology that places the rights of the perpetrator above the protection and rights of the child. Public safety concerns and the safety of children who are the most vulnerable and defenceless outweigh the privacy or equal protection claims of a sex offender. Thank you, sir.
Chairman. Porter Williams.